Hello families and friends around the world, this is Pat John-Oseh, and today on the Message of Hope with Pat, I will be sharing with you Aliyu's message of hope. Aliyu was well loved by his family. He's the only son after 3 girls. He went to a very good primary school and attended one of the best secondary schools in his state. He was a well brought up child, and though pampered, he wasn't allowed to be disrespectful or rude to his elders. Aliyu was in his first year in secondary school and was playing football with his schoolmates during break time when he was bumped into by a fellow student. He fell and hit his head on a hard surface. For a while, he passed out and was rushed to the sick bay. He woke up in the sick bay, and after being checked, he was discharged and he went home. A couple of weeks later, Aliyu's mother noticed that he was finding it difficult to locate items in the house while his sisters could easily find them. A visit to the hospital showed that Aliyu had eyes problem and couldn't see very far. He visited an optician and was given prescribed glasses to use. Unfortunately, the situation got worse and Aliyu lost his sight. He couldn't continue schooling in that school and had to remain in the house for a year. Aliyu was devastated by his present predicament and became withdrawn. He became rude to everybody around him and will cry at the slightest provocation. He had to go to a school for the blind and handicapped and had to learn how to use the braille machine to learn how to read and write again. The process was slow for him, but his family stood by his side and they were a source of encouragement. They taught him that being blind wasn't the end of his life, and gradually Aliyu began to adapt to a new way of life. He found the life of the blind can be very difficult, but he was determined not to be a nuisance to anybody anymore. Aliyu graduated from secondary school and went further to earn a degree in a social science course in a tertiary institution in the country. He was determined not to be a dependent on the government and his parents for his sustenance, and so he joined the teeming number of young men to look for a job. He went for numerous interviews but was always turned down. Aliyu refused to be deterred and continued his search for employment. He went for an interview and realizing that he would be turned down again, Aliyu asked to be employed on a probation period with little pay to prove that he was capable of performing the functions required for the job. Fortunately for Aliyu, he got the job as a customer care representative for a bank, and he was paid his full salary even though he was on probation. He quickly rose in popularity with the customers who always preferred laying their complaints or needs to him. Today, Aliyu is comfortable in his position as a customer care representative. Aliyu's message of hope is, there is ability in disability only if you believe. What an amazing, beautiful story, Aliyu. Thank you for sharing your story with MHP team. I'm sure you must have inspired millions of people around the world. Thank you all and stay safe.